2013 was not a monotonous year by any standards. We had the tragedy of the Boston bombings, the federal government shutdown, and the Boston Red Sox winning the 2013 World Series Baseball Championship. But now, one can only wonder what 2014 has in store for us, and therefore, we must ask us the question today. What will be the three most important news stories of 2014? We can clearly see that there are three frontrunners for this distinction. First, the Affordable Care Act debacle. Next, the situation in the Middle East. And finally, the 2014 midterm elections. Now, let's analyze how the Affordable Care Act will continue to be one of the most scrutinized news stories in 2014. According to a USA Today poll published on September 4, 2013, 53% of the American general public disapprove of the Affordable Care Act. A lot of this can be directly attributed to the healthcare.gov failure, because according to the Week magazine, published on October 28, 2013, 5 million lines of the 500 million lines of code used to write the healthcare.gov website need to be rewritten. Obviously, it will be a very interesting story to see how the Obama administration will be able to remedy the healthcare.gov problem. Because, as the Week magazine states, the healthcare.gov website failure is directly interfering with the sign-up process for healthcare coverage. We can see that because of this evidence, the Affordable Care Act debacle will continue to be one of the most scrutinized topics in the 2014 year. But next, let's take a look on the situations in the Middle East. According to the New York Times article published on November 23, 2013, President Barack Obama pledged to end more than a decade of war and bring the troops home in 2014. But what we can ultimately see is that this will not be the case, because according to the same New York Times article, the week before, the Obama administration reached an agreement with the country of Afghanistan on a bilateral security agreement that pledged to keep more than 12,000 mostly American troops in the country until 2024. President Barack Obama cites the reason for this agreement as instability in the region. But what we can see is that instability is all that we're going to get, because according to the American Enterprise Institute for Public Policy Research, published on July 18, 2013, terrorist organizations such as Al-Qaeda are spreading to not only Iraq, Yemen, and Syria, but also parts of West Africa, thereby expanding their operational reach and increasing the likelihood for larger scale operations and terrorist attacks, which could directly harm the interests of the United States. What we can see from this is that instability is the only thing that we're going to get in the near future, because if President Barack Obama fails to withdraw American troops without fears of repercussions or instability, and terrorist organizations like Al-Qaeda are spreading to within the Middle East and to West Africa, expanding the operational reach and likelihood of terrorist attacks. But finally, let's analyze the 2014 midterm elections. 2014 would not be complete without the 2014 midterm elections, because according to The Economist, also known as the Extemporaneous Bible, published on November 21, 2013, Democrats are for the first time distancing themselves from President Barack Obama. What we can see from this is that the Republican Party is trying to associate every single Democrat with the Affordable Care Act, according to an editorial published by Real Clear Politics on November 29, 2013. We see that this will have severe implications for the Democratic Party, because, as stated before, 53% of the American general public disapprove of Obamacare, and therefore, by the Republicans trying to associate every Democrat with the Affordable Care Act, this could thereby taint their image. From this evidence, we can conclude that President Barack Obama has lost extreme amounts of support from not only the American general public, but from his own Democratic Party. And we have to take a step back and see how exactly will these implications adversely affect the Democratic Party in the 2014 midterm elections and what edge the Republican Party has gained from associating every Democrat with the 2014 midterm elections. So today, when posed with the question, what will be the 3 most important news stories in the year 2014? We can clearly see that there are 3 frontrunners for this title. First, we analyzed the Affordable Care Act debacle and how it will continue to be one of the most scrutinized topics in 2014. Next, we analyzed the situation in the Middle East, and not only has President Barack Obama failed to withdraw the troops from the Middle East efficiently, we have also seen that terrorist organizations will continue to expand their operational reach and pose direct harm to the best interests of the United States. And finally, we have analyzed the 2014 midterm elections and how, by the Republicans trying to associate every single Democrat with the Affordable Care Act, it could have serious implications for President Barack Obama and the Democratic Party. But one can only step back and see what 2014 will bring to us.
6 minutes and 16 seconds. Let's see. I've got